Good morning. Happy Sunday. Thank you all so very much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for getting up early each and every Sunday to be here with me and just hang out. Today, I have something new in my coffee cup that I haven't tried before. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to tell you about it as soon as I get this thing taken care of here. Housekeeping, fun things going on the screen that you can't see. Um, so I have started with some iodine in here. There's 2 teaspoons of espresso powder. There is like a half a teaspoon of calcium BHBs. Again, I do have a pretty sizable bag of those that I got from um, bulksupplements.com via Amazon about a year ago or so. I got them to try. They were like 20 some dollars for a gigantic bag of like 333 servings or whatever the case is. So I decided to try that. Something's going on here with my camera. It's driving me crazy, cutting my head off. I don't like it. Is that better? Does that look better, folks? Let me know. Tell me. Now, the most important change to my coffee this morning is a teaspoon of Keto chocolate core. I am a fan of a slight cocoa flavor in my coffee. Not overwhelming, and I don't like it sweet. I have over the years tried many ways to get just dark cocoa powder blended in with my coffee and cream, and it always seems to settle at the bottom. So hopefully the Keto Chow core doesn't do this as well. With that out of the way, I do kind of want to get something. I just kind of want to talk about something that's that I found out yesterday that really bothers me and is upsetting. I mean, obviously, once I let you guys know, some of you may know what's going on, but I have a good friend, and I'm not going to name any names. I haven't had a chance to talk to him directly yet, just hear the information. But a friend of mine and his wife had been trying to have a baby for a long time. When I say a long time relative, they've been together for about 2 years now. And they've gone through all of the stuff trying to have a baby, the clinical assistance and all of that, and found out that they were pregnant, and we were all excited about it. And then they gave birth yesterday, I believe, is what it was, extremely early, and the little one didn't make it. And um, it's truly heartbreaking because he just lost his mom this year. He was previously married, and they had tried to have a kid, and it led to a miscarriage. And so it's just kind of been one complication after another. So um I really worry about him, and I worry about the both of them and everything. And I just wanted to kind of talk about that just for a moment this morning because it's really impacting me and weighing heavy on me. So, with that, oh, let's try and have a better Sunday, y'all. So let's see who was all here. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Looks like we've got quite a conversation going on this morning. Alrighty, my buddy, my good buddy, Matt Franklin's in the house. Good morning, Matt. I am so glad to see that you are here. I was just watching a Disney video this morning about like the Grand Floridian. And I mean, it wasn't a knock video, I guess, but it was like the Grand Floridian is more expensive to stay in than the actual old hotel that it kind of takes after, the El Cortez or something like that in San Diego. And it costs more. And I know that we're talking about, resort theme parks and Disney and the experience and all that stuff, but it's just one of those things like when you really get a chance to look at the prices and stuff with those really expensive Disney hotels, I mean, it's crazy. But anyway, I was watching that video, and I'm always interested in the Disney everything because I'm a big Disney nerd, and I'm really excited. I'm trying to talk Chandra into taking a couple of days and just driving down to Florida to go to. Not, I mean, we have a day at the parks, but I want to go to Disney Springs while they're doing the drone shows because I saw some photos and it looks so cool. If you guys haven't had a chance to look at the drone shows at Disney, take a look at it. They look pretty awesome. They're using like hundreds of drones or whatever, and they're synchronized with lights and such, and they make images in the sky, and it looks amazing. I hope that you, Matt, and Sarah have had a chance to go and see those because it looks phenomenal. It's Sunday morning, me, my nose is running. Haven't even had coffee yet. John Gugahan is here. Good morning, good sir. I am truly appreciative of you being here. Thank you for getting up and hanging out with us today. Brian Doyle is in the house. Good morning, sir. Hungry Heath is here. I'm glad to see you, sir. I take it Shelly's probably still snoozing deep in slumberland. There was a movie that was on Netflix. I want to say it was something about Slumberland that was actually pretty cool. It had Jason Momoa, so I'm sure most of the ladies have watched it. Um, but it looked pretty cool. It was actually a pretty cool little movie, kids movie. Sean is in the house. Mr. SD Bradley is here. Thank you so much, sir. Let's see. John tells me and tells us that he puts iodine in his coffee every morning. Matt says he puts daily minerals in his daily coffee. I usually start the day with an electrolyte beverage. I've been seeing information online that if you start too soon with coffee, like I've been up since 6, so I didn't have any caffeine until I haven't even had the sip of this yet. Um, but just kind of start the morning off with with electrolyte beverage, hang out, and then have coffee. It kind of does wonders for your overall day. So I've been trying that. I've been not trying to have coffee first thing when I wake up in the morning. Letting myself wake up naturally and have some electrolytes and kind of get the blood pumping and all that stuff. So yeah. Stacy, I have to tell you, dear, we have some information for you on our live on Tuesday. Some stories from for some, because Stacy had given us some dehydrated garlic and dehydrated onion. And so I had used some in some of Chandra's food this week, and we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it, and it's going to be a joyful experience for one and all. And I'm excited for that conversation, for that story, and for you guys to hear it. So just a teaser, so you guys know what's going on. Yes, be on the lookout. It's Tuesday, 7 whatever o'clock, and then the evening that we go live. Andy is here. Good morning, Andy. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I just worry about him and her and his new marriage, and I know that those things can really put a strain on relationships, and so I just really truly worry about that. So Stacy says she ordered iodines to start adding to the supplements. Yeah, we order them 3 bottles at a time from Amazon. If you guys don't have Amazon affiliate links of your own, please consider using mine. It's pretty easy. You just go over to KetoSimple.Shop and you'll see an Amazon store link. Just you click on any product and then you just go into that when it opens up and button shop as you normally would shop and then buy it. And I get a kickback. I've made like 13 or 14 bucks this year so far. So I am a long way from filling up my money bin. So if you are someone or, if you are purchasing on Amazon frequently like we do, it sure would help us out with no real change to you except for going to a link of mine first. So I'd appreciate that greatly. Thank you, Mr. Gugahan. I appreciate that very much. She's still asleep. Oh, she's not feeling well. We'll send our love to her. Give her a nice big squeeze. Tell her we love her. I hope she feels better. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate you. Good morning, Sherry. How are you? You haven't had the chance to see the drone show yet. I want to so bad. Because I know it's not a permanent thing, at least as far as it stands right now. I think they're just kind of testing it out. So yeah. Yup, I figured as much. Let's see. Sherry says she went to Dollywood last fall and the drone show was excellent. Yeah. They're so much fun. Like I remember there was a Tesla event. I think it was like a Cybertruck release event or something like that, or something when they opened up the factory in Texas. They had a big drone show. It's pretty epic of what they can do with those little flying machine things. We definitely will. My mom had that surgery years ago. Like she was probably, I don't know, in the 80s. She had it, late 80s, early 90s. Like she had scar like all the way down both wrists. I don't even know how she got carpal tunnel. She didn't type. She didn't do anything like that. So I'm not even sure how she got it. Maybe just whipping my brother and I because we were bad. I guess I don't know. I used to joke that she got it from whooping my brother, but I don't really honestly know how she got it in both hands because she wasn't a typist. She didn't use a keyboard or she didn't do any of that stuff. So I honestly have no idea. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yes, give her hugs from all of us. Good morning, Cindy. Oh yeah, I'm super stoked for this. Yes. I hope it lives up to my own expectations. I've only watched the trailers. I haven't really been deep diving into a lot of the stuff, the theories and all that stuff. So I can kind of go in blind. But we just went and saw Minions or the Despicable Me 4. It was cute. Didn't get a chance to pay attention to it as much because we had the our own Minion there. So yeah. Yeah, we've got the teaser. Let's see. Stacy says we are daily minerals. Are daily minerals enough iodine? Dr. Sivis says 6 months ago, said I only need that every other day. Element alternative days. I just put 4 drops in our coffee every day. I mean, I imagine that we're probably eating enough. If you eat shrimp and anything like that, you're probably getting enough iodine. I have a friend who was talking about who lives in Vietnam that he eats so much shrimp he actually got iodine poisoning once. So yeah, yeah, it's a good way to I actually end up losing money every month because I pay for a website hosting so I can have the Amazon affiliate, and I haven't made enough in 1 year to pay for 1 month of the hosting. So, yeah, so I probably should mention it more, but I'm not trying to be like, "Buy stuff." I mean, because I mean, if you're going to buy the stuff, at least buy it from me through my link if you don't have one of your own. I know it's an extra step, and I mean, it's literal pennies. I think if you I think somebody bought something the other day and I got over like the first time I ever got over $1 in 1 day. It's crazy. I don't know who was. I haven't dug in my analytics to look. So yeah, Cindy, it was just a friend of mine and his wife. They had gone through all the stuff to get pregnant, and then the baby was born way early and didn't make it. So it's just heartbreaking. Uncle Big Guy is in the house. Howdy, y'all. Hi, Dustin. I'm listening in, just getting on the road for a family reunion, knowing I will be only 75% on track, be back on track tomorrow. You know what? If you're on track 75% of 1 day, but 98% the rest of the time, you know what? You're doing better than 95% of the others on this on on the continent. That's one of the things I think we push and push and push and push perfection. And I know that we all know. We all strive for perfection. And I know that we should be striving for consistency over perfection because we're never going to be perfect. Not even a little bit. And if we take a step back and look at where we came from and where we are, we're doing leaps and bounds better than just about everybody else. So that's definitely something to be proud of. And celebrate all of your victories. It doesn't matter if it's a s- if the number on the scale went down or just by a quarter of a pound or whatever, point two, or you've gone up, you've gone down a notch on your belt, whatever. Celebrate those wins because you're going in the right direction. And I think we more often than not beat ourselves up over tiny indiscretions or perceived failures instead of taking a look at where we are, where we've come from, and how much we've all accomplished. The fact that we take this so seriously that we join in on things like this every week, multiple times a week, or even have your own, that's something to be admired. So celebrate yourself, and we can't beat ourselves up. And I know you're not, and I know that's not what you're trying to say, Arlen. Here, it's just something that I've been thinking about, so it all kind of tied in, kind of goes into, the title here. Yeah, Cindy's saying she hasn't done the Amazon affiliate link yet. So if you buy from Amazon, do it through me. I love you a long time. I love our dehydrated veggies and herbs. We can grow as clean as we grow as clean as we can. Dirt's pretty dirty though, Stacy. I was just talking. I had sorry, my brain. Let's see. Made dill pickle powder yesterday from pickles I made in 2021 that were too soft. Wow. Now take that dill pickle powder and sprinkle it on plain porky rinds, and you got dill pickle porky rinds. Yeah. Cindy has never used an iodine supplement. For shame. I only use it to be in the cool crowd, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Cindy. First sip of coffee. Here we go. It's pretty good. It tastes like coffee with a little bit of chocolate in it. Let's see. Sarah uses iodine in her coffee sometimes, but it's not every day. I just do it every day because I'll forget and I won't know how often I've done it. And it's 4 drops. So. Andy says, my analytics on YouTube are telling me I need to pivot my mindset a bit more. Here's the deal. YouTube is like this lifestyle. Consistency is key. What drives the algorithm and what drives subscribers is going to be YouTube's ability to take your content and deliver it to the appropriate audience. That's what YouTube wants to do. That's all the algorithm does. It takes your content, packages it up, tries to get it in front of as many people that it thinks it's going to click on your content to watch. So what I recommend to any new YouTuber is be consistent with your content. When you kind of go willy-nilly with your content, you're kind of all over the place, then it's difficult for the algorithm to know where to put your content and who to put it in front of. And you always want to be working on thumbnails, always trying to be a little bit better with each video. Always work on thumbnails. Shannon and I have gotten into arguments over thumbnails because she thinks I'm spending or wasting time on thumbnails. And she got upset with me one day and actually called me later on. She goes, "You know what? I'm sorry. This is your passion. This is, you have put a lot of time and effort into this. And, it's like I would never go and argue with her about her knowledge about the things that she buys or the things that she tries to sell on eBay because I know that she knows what she's doing. And not to say that I always know what I'm doing because I'm still learning. And I'm always trying to make my thumbnails something that people want to click on. Make my title something that draws intrigue that aren't clickbaity, that kind of because you want to pose kind of a question, but you want to give enough information in between your thumbnail and your title so people know what they're getting into. And you want to make sure that what they think they're getting into is somehow substantiated by the content that they get into by clicking by what they've seen in your thumbnail and your title. It's all like it's like kind of like spinning plates. It's difficult. I use TubeBuddy. There's vidIQ. There's different add-ons that you can use. Um, I'm pretty sure I have an affiliate link with TubeBuddy. If you sign up with TubeBuddy, basically you automatically have like an affiliate link or whatever, and people can save money. It's not something like I reached out to them or they reached out to me or anything. It's just because I signed up. It's the same thing with StreamYard. I think at the very, very bottom of all my lives, there's a StreamYard link. So if you guys want to pay for StreamYard, there's a link down there. You get like $10 off your first month. I get like 5% or whatever. There's always something like that with these products. I utilize StreamYard multiple times a week because this is how I go live, and I'm able to do things like bring up comments on the screen and have logos and little movable backgrounds and all these things, intros, outros, all that stuff. So there's all these things you can do to level up your content. So basically, lives for most of us aren't going to bring in new people. Vertical lives are more likely to bring in new people, new subscribers, but they may not be ones that are watching your actual content. Just like making shorts will bring in people who like what you have to say, but in short form, and they may not translate into long form people. And the long form content, you may have the people that watch your long form content may not show up for lives, and they may be mad at you for making shorts. But YouTube is a multifaceted business. It is a business. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of a lot of work, and not a lot of monetary reward. A lot more of you guys being here for me is the reward that I get from YouTube. I do ask, I have links, I have affiliates, I have all these things. I have memberships, I have all these things trying to help subsidize the cost, the overhead. Because, like I said, like I have, like my hosting is like $30 a month, $33 a month just for the website that I don't think anybody goes to, but that keeps my Amazon affiliate active. And then like StreamYard and all that stuff. So it's like there's a lot of overhead. There's a lot of expense that goes into this new cameras. Like I just got this. I'm excited about this. And maybe some of you have seen this, but I just got this. This is the Hollyland. This is the Hollyland little mic set that I've been wanting for a long time. It comes in like a bag like this, and a case, the charging case. And so these are this is like the lav mic that I'll use. I don't use it in here because I've got this mic, and this mic is awesome, and it's the same brand as the audio interface that I use to talk through. But this will work downstairs when Shander and I are on live, so we're sitting together, or when we're out in public, and I'll be able to, like Keto Palooza, sit down with somebody and have a conversation and record it pretty easy. Also, I'll be able to record more of my talking head videos in here a lot easier with this plugging directly into my GoPro or my camera whenever I get a new camera, all that stuff. So analytics are important here, but they're not going to tell you everything, especially when you're a very new channel. because you haven't really had enough analytics for it to know. I don't know. I hope that helps. Sherry says she puts iodine in her coffee. Andy, iodine for thyroid help. Jeff Foltz says, "Good morning, PhD friends. Good morning, Mr. Foltz. I am glad you are here." Cindy says, "I'm so sorry. That is awful prayers." Yeah, he is, he is a distant, and by distant, he isn't the most, I don't know. We've been friends for so long, but we don't see each other very often because he's just a distant kind of person. And this kind of stuff worries me about that. And my mom and grandma gave me the worry gene. And I was talking to I have another buddy that I met at the exact same time as him. We've been friends since high school. And I was telling, all this stuff about it and how I'm worried and all that stuff. So, yeah. And he said, "We made pizza lasagna last night. It was yummy. I tried making it for Chandra one night and she wasn't thrilled. I think I used the wrong kind of lunch meat." Let's see. "I can't get my keto brains and coffee. Danny Beach's dog is asleep on my lap. He's settling in nicely." Oh, that is reminds me. I got to text Danny because I don't think he's here. Nothing like a creator reaching out to somebody saying, "Hey, where you at? I don't see you in here." "I'm live. Where are you?" Who else does that? What other creator does that? Does Mr. Beast do that? Maybe. I don't know. I don't even think he does lives. Let's see. Heath sub to Milady Laugh a Lot. Andy. Heck yeah. Woo. Charlie says, "Good morning. Listen in while I batch cooking ground beef chicken for my dog." Well, that's sweet. Dogs love food. I'm sure he'll be very appreciative. 2 drops in your coffee every morning. Beautiful. Let's see. It's a shifting, not a total 180, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's just like if you have, because you'll see different channels where they'll have one video about keto, then they'll have one video about backpacking that has nothing to do with keto, or then like one video where like we're going to the carnival. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, not that you necessarily need to niche down totally, especially in the very beginning. You kind of have to find what kind of content works for you. So, like in the beginning, I was making a lot more recipe videos. Now I do more lives, more talking head videos. But and we did a lot of reviews, but those reviews never really got us a lot of views. Like most of our review videos, we have hundreds of them, and they get like 50 to 100 views each. Yeah, they don't take a lot of work, but they take money. There's a lot of money in making those. Um, $10 an item or whatever, and we would batch make them, so we'd spend $100 in a day to make 10 videos or whatever, and then that may not even between those 10 videos get 1,000 views, which isn't even going to get us like $8, and it's not all about money, but it is about like kind of return on your effort. Like if only 100 people, if like you've got 4,000 subscribers and only 100 people are watching your videos, they don't care about it. So it's like you kind of dictate what gets made by what people watch. Like when I put out these talking head videos, I get 1,000+ views. That means I probably should be putting a little bit more effort into those. And I have a lot to say because I'm long winded. Obviously, I go live quite a bit. And Matt says consistency is key on YouTube and don't dwell on subscriber count. Sarah Joy had a drop in subs. And then it started going back up. Well, there's also things where YouTube will kind of periodically go through and kind of cut a lot of like fake accounts that may have followed you. And then that'll show a drop. So, someone like, in the beginning, you may not notice it. Well, you will, especially if like you're like you get up and you've gone up a subscriber, then the next day you've gone down two. You obviously notice that. But like right now, I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers and I'm sitting at 4950. So I've been watching, like, I saw it like went to like 4941 and then it went down to 4939. And I'm like, because I mean, we're on a countdown for something. We're trying to get there. So that's key. Yes, I did. I went with two, buddy. I don't know if I mean, I have a buddy that uses both. A lot of people, a lot of top creators will use both, but I mean, I just don't have the money to use both. Stacy says, Carl, if EV has COVID systems, please have her check. Ken was notified that he had been exposed at PT on Thursday before you were here. He came down with symptoms this past Wednesday, positive. I'm curious about this because is it more so just knowing that you're positive, or like is it something that is kind of coming off worse than like a cold or like a flu? Is it kind of hitting hard like it did in the, like 4 or 5 years ago? I'm just kind of curious. Like, I just have, I've never tested positive ever. And I tested, I don't know how many times we got, I mean, we got tested all the time. Anytime somebody in the house would come down positive, I'd go get tested and I never showed up positive. So I just kind of wonder, like, at this point, what's the benefit to getting tested? Is it, I guess that's my question. I don't know. It's like, if we continue to get tested, do we know, like, what does that actually mean? Is it actually preventing something? 'Cause I've seen people who are in quarantining themselves and stuff because they tested positive, and I'm like, is that all still necessary? I guess I don't know. I don't know enough. 'Cause like I said, I've never tested positive, and the entire I'm sure I had it, but I just never tested positive for it, which is weird. But it is what it is. Susan is here. Good morning, Susan. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you very much. Matt says we have the Hollyland wireless mics, but can't seem to get them to connect to our phones so we can record better content. You can't get them to connect to the phone? Like, is it getting to connect to the, like, for the phone to recognize that it's plugged in? Maybe is there a Hollyland app? I haven't dug into this yet, so I don't really know enough. Because I bought the combo pack. It's got the adapter for the USB-C for the iPhone, which I didn't need the iPhone one, but the combo one just came with it because I figured I would get. The problem with the USB-C is I've got a case on my phone and I have to pull this little thing out to get it, kind of keeps the port closed. It doesn't reach. So like when I have, let's see if I can find it in here real quick. That's the Lightning one. That's the iPhone one. Here's the, so the USB-C one. So the little thing that it goes to the phone looks like this. But if you go to put it in here, like you have to move this out, it doesn't reach. It doesn't plug in. So I got an adapter that plugs in here. Then this will plug in. I don't know. I can't. I think that it just plugs in a little bit further out here. So we'll see how it works. Um, you know, he says, I treat my channel like an expensive hobby. It would be great to make more money off of it. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, I mean, the first bunch of years, you're always going to be in the red. I mean, and I know I bring up, people like Mr. Beast, but he didn't make any money for the first 10 years he did it. And now he's the most subscribed channel. And I know he's doing content very different from what we're doing, even though there's still things you can kind of learn from what he's doing, even if it doesn't make sense all the time for the content that we do. But I mean, if you're doing a recipe video, it really does kind of help to look at pacing and keeping somebody engaged in a cooking video. It's like, how many times have you clicked on a cooking video and they're talking for 15 minutes about something that really has nothing to do with the recipe, and you're like, just get on with it. Or like, or tech review or whatever you go to YouTube for, and they're like telling this long drawn out story or whatever, and it takes them forever. If you look at some of like the biggest recipe videos, they're not even talking. Like you can look at these recipe videos, they're not talking, they're just like showing you with their hands and putting words on the screen, 1 cup of this or 1 teaspoon of that. They have millions of views. I mean, granted, they're most likely not keto things, but I mean, it's the views are possible. It's just finding a way to connect with a broader audience. And you have to understand, I think we are at the forefront of what we're doing here. And I know a lot of people will look at this niche and go, well, the best days are behind us. And I beg to differ. I think there is a never ending amount of people who want to fix what's wrong with them, and they're going to be ebbs and flows. And once I think we can start getting kind of that door open to an actual proper human diet, and we don't scare people away by being weirdo carnivores or real strict keto or berating people for using pepper or having something that has a minuscule amount of maltodextrin in it, or people who are coming to this new, who are trying to figure this out, and we're like, you're doing it wrong, and like, well, screw you guys, I'm going home and I'm taking my football. So that's what I'm trying to do. I think there's plenty of room for growth, and plenty of room to make money. And I know, like I say, making money is not the goal, because if making money was the goal of YouTube, nobody would do this. It is a passion, but you still want to start putting things in place to be able to afford to maintain the passion. Because if you have to, I mean, if you want to continue to do this, it's expensive. You know, hey, you're saying you're hit it right on the head. It's an expensive hobby. Thank you for putting that in here. Christian is here. Bonjour, everybody. Fresh back from vacation, and I'll be weeding the overgrown garden. Ugh, I hate gardening. So we don't have one. Mhm. Thank you for being here, Christian. I appreciate you. Thank you, Cindy, for sharing all of these channels here. I am guilty of checking on my fave subs. Well, Danny's like, you got to text me. I get busy working, and I'm like, set an alarm. But I text him anyway. Let us see. Matt says, trying to get Sarah Joy's channel that first milestone of 500 subs. I remember, so when I started, back in my day, when I started YouTube, you had to have 100 subscribers to name your channel. Now you don't. The idea of being able to get to 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours and be able to monetize a channel and get super chats and super thanks and super stickers and memberships and all that stuff. That's incredible. I think that maybe 3,000 watch hours is a little high. I think it should be 500 and 2,000 maybe, but yeah. Danny's here. Christian says, we vacationed in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the US of A. Great, except for 30% exchange rate on my Canadian pesos. My dollar is worth 70 cents in the US. I think it goes the same way. Like, if we go up there, like, we're going to lose money too. I think you would think, I guess, I don't know. I've never been out of the country. So when we were starting to look at going somewhere to the beach where we live, Myrtle Beach and Gulf Shores, Alabama, are roughly the same distance. And we were looking at Myrtle Beach versus Gulf Shores. And there were a couple of things that caused us to pick Gulf Shores over Myrtle Beach. One very American reason is South Carolina does not have reciprocity with Indiana gun permits. So that was a reason for us not to go. On top of not having reciprocity, the crime rates were higher. So there was more likelihood of crime in Myrtle Beach versus Gulf Shores, where I could still carry my firearm. Not that I'm carrying it into the ocean, but having it when we go out to eat or just having it, with me when we're going places outside of the beach. But you get the idea. I mean, that's something that I look at. Um, and I liked that Gulf Shores was more laid back, less party oriented, because, Shannon and I, we're not partiers anymore. We used to be. I mean, the first time we went to Gulf Shores, we went in the off season, stayed at a little like condo complex, and it was like we had like a front beach facing room, which you probably wouldn't have got if it was not dead season. It was like in like November. We went in November, so it was too cold to get in the ocean, but there was like an indoor pool and an indoor hot tub, and we were able to walk up and down the beach. It was warm enough to have our feet in the water, but not go into the water. But we had a wonderful time. We didn't hardly see anybody except when we were kind of walking on the beach. We'd see a person here or there. But even in like the condo, like most of the parking spaces were empty. And then we went back the following summer and took the family, and it was like hopping. And this place, it was just a lot of fun. It's really laid back. It's kind of like redneck Riviera. And I know that's sort of what South Carolina is too, but it was just a better time to relax. I mean, Shannon and I have been to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, which is kind of like Gulf Shores, but more if Gulf Shores was a retirement community. We went there in the off season as well, and we went to Cologne Beach, which is like connected to this little town, like this little like area where like it's basically you can walk to everything or you can ride bikes. They rent bikes for like $50 a week. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty nice. We had like a little, we ended up getting like a little condo, like an apartment, like a little two bed, we didn't need two bedrooms, but there wasn't a lot of one bedroom options that looked nice for the price. So we paid a little bit less and got two rooms, but it was nice. So yeah, I love going to the beach because we're here, landlocked old Indiana. So yeah. Good morning, Aaron. Thank you for being here. Long time no see. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Susan says, I try to wait 90 minutes before I have caffeine. I get some water and electrolytes first. Yeah, that's what I try to do. So I can't remember the mechanism behind it, but I see people do make YouTube videos and say things like that in shorts. And I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. What's the difference? It's not going to hurt anything. Shelly King is here. Good morning, Shelly. I figure if people are here watching me live and haven't figured out where my channel is, thank you. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Getting tested, there are some meds sometimes to fight it from getting worse, especially if you already have an autoimmune disease. I mean, I understand that. I'm just wondering, like, kind of like why masses of people are still getting tested all the time. Like, it's just questions I have. I just kind of wonder, like, do they keep? I don't know. It's just weird to me. Let's see. Shelly says, I got sick after my last trip, tested positive for COVID 2 times, had all the symptoms except for a fever. So I had to go to work feeling terrible, had to wear a mask except for eating. Yeah. I was thinking about that because, like, I remember hearing something about the swimmers, these female swim teams were saying that they were forced to wear masks while they were swimming. I'm like, come on, that's crazy. There's like, you see people driving along in their cars wearing a mask in the car by themselves. And I'm like, come on. Ugh. And he said we had COVID in September, and but none since then. Mom's never had it. Chandra had it early. She had it so early that her symptoms weren't even listed symptoms yet. Like people didn't even know. Like she's like, I can't taste anything, I can't smell anything. And they were like, we don't know what you're talking about. Like she had it early, and I never had it. I mean, I got sick later on, and I had like part where like it was like I was breathing razors. But I mean that was very short lived, but never tested positive. So I don't know. Maybe I was just breathing razors. I don't know. Christian says, before when we were younger, we had quantity. Now we have to get older. We have quality years. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah. Like I try to tell like Chandra, like we need to do little things while we have the time. But now we have the time, we don't always have the money. Or if you have money, you don't always have the time. So, United Carnivore is here from Tampa Bay. Let's see. I just wish YouTube will relax with all the ads. I have premium, so I have no idea what the ads are about. Like, I have no idea. I do notice that they're like promoting games now, which is weird. Like when I'm watching, I'm looking, scrolling through on my TV, it wants me to play games on my TV. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Thank you. Dang, you are old. I know, right? That's the fun about using your lifestyle you are already living to build a YouTube channel. My vacations are on my iPhone. Time is my only expense right now. Yeah. We don't want to pass anyone else. CDC says 5 days isolation. There's a treatment, but Ken cannot take it as it interferes with his RLS meds. Okay. I'm at 754, 3,326 watch hours, have two members and two supers are open. Yeah. It's nice when you get that first check. But the downside is you gotta wait to reach $100 before you get your first check. I get a check this month. I don't get a check every month. It would be nice. There are some creators that make like $10,000 a day. You know what I mean? That would be I'd be doing all kinds of crazy stuff if I made that kind of money. Let's see. Speaking of channel members, our channel members cook along is this Saturday. We plan on sending out emails this evening. All right. Get on it. Sean says, okay, just when I thought I couldn't like you anymore than I do, you go and talk about caring. You totally rock on all levels. Funny story about that. I've been carrying since 2008. Um, I mean, we don't need a permit in Indiana anymore to carry. They've passed the permitless carry. I still have my lifetime carry permit and all that stuff. Um, it's still kind of a touchy subject with a lot of people. Um, and we were at Culver's the other day, as I said in one of my videos like 2 weeks ago. I take the girl every Friday to Culver's, and she had to go potty, so we're in the potty, and she's like, I don't know what she brought it up, but she was like talking about me carrying a gun, and I was like, well, we don't talk about that in public. She's like, why? And I'm like, well, it's kind of a secret. She goes, well, I know, and I'm like, well, you know, of course, but other people get weirded out by it and all that kind of stuff. So it's not something I typically talk about, um, because I try to be focused here on the lifestyle, but I mean, but me is going to come through. But I just try not to focus on anything really outside of the lifestyle, but I still kind of come through. So, but yeah, um, yeah, off seasons are the best. You go like we did the off season when we were in South Carolina, and it was just like it was still warm enough to like be out and not have to wear like a hoodie in the daytime. and it was sunny and it was nice. We could walk on the beach and have some drinks on the beach, and but there was hardly any people. It was nice, but it was still nice enough that like there was that one of the beachside bars had like a live band going, and you could just kind of sit there and listen to music, and it was nice. It was a good. Like, we were there for like 2 days, 3 days, so it was like in and out, but it was nice. Get away. If I come to Canada, I can't bring my gun to Canada. Canada don't even like guns. Anyway, if you come to Canada, your dollar will be worth $1.30 Canadian. But isn't everything more expensive anyway in Canada? Like, I don't know. Come to Canada and get some poutine. Best currency exchange ever has had I ever had was in South Korea. $50 equals 90 or 39,000 in their currency. Didn't even spend it all in 4 days. That's I want to go. I want to go to like South Korea, Vietnam. Although I want to go those and just go to street food where everything's like 90 cents to like $3. I want to. I want to go to the Philippines. I'm gonna go to all these places, just street food it up. Posting your channel, folks here can copy and paste it to share it to others, right? Yes. Dustin K. I mean, Dustin K. KetoSimple.Shop. KetoSimple.Shop. Go there for all your needs. Um, just bought a new TV, and YouTube is upset that I won't sign into my account, but I get much more interesting options by not signing in. Yeah, I mean, for me, not signing into YouTube means I get ads, and I don't like that because I have premium. I couldn't do without premium. So a super chat or a super sticker or something like that. There's a little so if you're watching me here, there is I can't see it because I can't do it to myself, but there's like a at the bottom of the chat, there's a you can show your support. You click on that. You can do like membership gifting, there's super stickers, super chat, memberships, and then membership gifting. So you can give memberships if you want to be so generous, and you can do memberships by joining. I only have a 99-cent option right now. Super chats, you can pay to say something, or you can put a super sticker, pay to give it a sticker. Just ways to support, your favorite creators. We get, I think it's a 70-30 split. So if you give $1, I get 70 cents. So my memberships, I get 69 cents. Stacy said we had it twice before. Ken is feeling really rotten this time. I was negative yet on Friday. It scares me after my friends died. Yeah, that's terrible. Um, that it impacts certain people certain ways and others not. I think it's just the comorbidities and all that stuff. It's just one of those things. Yes, the monies. First you send the money, then we say thank you. Let's see. Yeah, there's my shop. You just be like me and don't make enough to have to pay taxes. What are you gonna do? Mm. I mean, it's not even taxes. That's just a split between YouTube because YouTube could take the lion's share, really, because I mean they're giving us this platform. I would say for free, but there's nothing free about having a YouTube channel unless you're doing everything just from your phone. Cindy and I were talking yesterday that with shorts, there is a way to make sure that your frame is chosen, and you can pick a frame that's not in the video. But I sent her a video about it. I don't know. I don't know if I sent it to you or not, Mr. Heath. I don't know if I sent that to you or not because I don't know if you make shorts. I think you do, maybe, but it's kind of a lot of work. You have to use like your phone and your um, use your phone and your like your desktop and all that stuff. It's kind of a convoluted thing. Yes, like this. Yes, super chat, $10 from Mr. Sean. That's amazing. Thank you so very much. I need to make a little video thing that I can play when someone does like a super sticker or super chat. Um, I have my like on the Tuesday night stream that I do. We've been on summer hiatus with that. I think we come back next Tuesday. Next Tuesday night, I think. I can't remember. Um, but he has like one when someone like joins a membership or does a super chat or does like a direct donation or whatever. He's got one where Thanos has the gauntlet and he punches um Captain What's her face. I don't know. It's funny. But thank you so very much, Sean. That means the world to me. It really does. That's that's so great. You're not wrong. It's awesome. I love it. Let's see. Oh, and I know it's the VIG, but it's just they are so greedy, but you know me, I love to complain. I mean, realistically, the 70-30 split on that, I think we get 50, I think it's 55% we get of the ad revenue. So they take a bigger split of the ad revenue, then they take a relatively small portion of the super chats and super stickers and memberships and all that than they could. But I think if they took more, people would be more likely to find things outside of it, like Patreon, even though Patreon takes things. There's always like direct donations to things like Cash App and stuff like that. Um, uh, Cash App for me is $ Keto Simple. I don't like to sound like I'm begging for money or anything like that. That's not why I'm here, but you know, I like to make sure that at least sometimes people know what's going on. You can find all that at Dustin K. You can find all that at KetoSimple.Shop. You know, or I have a buy me a coffee, but I've never had anybody send me anything there because I don't really promote it. I don't promote it. So yeah, you've been playing around with shorts. I need to check it out and see. Um, I've got some short ideas. I have got like a bunch of short ideas that I want to do. Just sitting down and actually doing it is kind of the pain. Like I have a whole soda comparison thing that I want to do short wise. There's just like a fasting thing that I want to do shorts that are quick and to the point that people are like, oh, that's funny, or you know, that's interesting, you know. Um, Motivational that probably doesn't do anything, no one cares, you know. Sean says he loves your shorts. He loves your shorts, Heath. Buy me a drink, sing me a song. Wait, really? How come I don't get notifications on that? Let me check that out. Oh, wow. I don't know why it's not telling me anything. It tells me now that I've got. Wow, Sean. Say my earnings are zero. I don't understand what's going on here. It says that people have sent me money. I'll look at this in a little bit because I didn't know people had sent me money. It's never notified me. It's never ever notified me. I had no idea. Holy moly. Thank you, Sean. Oh my goodness. Wow. You've sent me 3 different things. Like, wow, Sean. Thank you so much. And Terry Ross, thank you, Terry. I don't know if you're here, you're gonna watch the replay. I apologize. I didn't know it has never notified me that that anybody sent me any money. There we go. It says I've made 50 bucks all time. So in 4 donations, 50 bucks. That's amazing. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I don't even know how to get the money out. Let me see here. Oh, I haven't received any payouts yet. Okay, okay. Oh, I haven't ever set up any bank. Okay, okay. Okay, let's see. Crazy. I can't believe this. I'm at a loss for words. This whole time, I thought no one's ever. I'm like, I never got any notifications. I'm like, no one sends me any buy me a coffees. I was like, I never mention it really. Man, I think that I just never got it set up right. I said it. I started it, but then I was like, never mentioned it really, and so I never thought about it. Holy moly! Gotta check my spam and see if it's coming in there or not. Because it said it sent me an email. Hmm. Oh, it sent me a verification code to my phone. Okay, hold on a second here. I'm learning new things. I feel so bad because I had no idea, and you've been sending me money. I've never mentioned it. You're like, what a jerk! I'm sending him money. Didn't say nothing. I had no idea. Wow. All right, hold on here. Eat my shorts. Jennifer Lucas is in the house. Oh, I know. This is like, yeah. Woo. Yeah, it is my user error. I didn't well because I never thought anybody would ever send me any money to it. I never thought about it, and then I didn't get any notifications, so I continued to not think about it. It is user error. I'm a big old dum dum sometimes, and I tell you guys this all the time. You guys shouldn't be listening to me. You need to call buy me. It's just I think it's a genius thing. Like when we were in South Carolina, there was a coffee shop and it had the genius name. It was called Coffee shop near me. Because when you Google search coffee shop, you're like, people will Google coffee shop near me. That's the name of the coffee shop. I was like, not doing caffeine at the time. So I didn't have any coffee that day, but I got a water and bought Chandra a coffee. You know how it goes. Yeah, but like a coffee's like $3, a steak is like $27. Sherry Lynn is here. Good morning. Just getting up. Took advantage of starting later at work today. Yes. Did you guys see all the downtime that everybody had Friday? Like everybody was freaking out. Like, and there's a guy that I watch, and I know you know who he is, Matt. I know Sarah's talked about him before, but Adam the Woo. Um, I don't know why I watch him. He's weirdly entertaining for some weird reason to me, but he just is entertaining to me. So I know he's a jerk to cast members and whatnot, which really bums me out. But yeah. Ka-ching! There you go, Charlie. I started a YouTube channel for that one. Yes, buy me a steak. Well, thank you for being here, dear. Late, better than ever. Low Carb Spin is here. Thank you so very much. Is this your first time being here? I don't know. I can't remember if you've been here before or not. But thanks for being here, Karen. I appreciate you. I had a headache I had a headache for like a crazy headache all day Friday, and it was me and the toddler day, and it was a me and toddler day, and she was like hitting me in the head with a pillow, and I'm like, "Oh, that hurts." She goes, "It's soft." I'm like, "I know, but my head hurts." She's just wanting to play pillow fight, and I was like, "Oh." So yeah. Well, thank you, Miss Karen. Thank you for being here. Coffee. So I was thinking when the Dayton area Buc-ee's opens, maybe we'll do a an impromptu Buc-ee's parking lot meetup. And then Cindy's like, "But there's one open right by my house." Ah! As I'm like, as the Dayton one opens up, we should go. And then and my brain's like, Cindy's gonna be mad. Mm. Susan said, I had a lot of personal development time on Friday, aka do the laundry, clean the house while listening to leadership books. I'll tell you what, like we would get, when I was working at this last company I was working at, we would have these days where we had no real work, and they would just be like work on stuff like in the online portal. You can go and do these classes, and you would take all these classes on like how to, leadership classes and all this stuff. And then you'd kind of run out of those for a while, and you would start doing like these that have these like hour long like guided meditation classes. I mean, aka naps in your chairs. Going to yoga class this morning. We'll get your stretch on, which should be interesting since I'm still sore from racquetball yesterday. Wish me luck. Well, you're going to probably be sore from that today too. Yes, I do, Cindy. Be right back. Gonna make a cup. Yeah. You read my mind for sure. Oh. I mean, technically, I've been to your Buc-ee's, at least the exit. I've been to that exit before on the way home from the South Carolina trip, but it just wasn't open yet. So I don't even know if you live there or not yet. So whatever. Thank you for subscribing. I just saw that. Awesome. All the love is being shared. It's been a little rough lately. Oh, I feel ya. Let's see. Low carb spends channel. Yes, yes, yes. Hunger He says, I'm not napping. I was just checking for leaks. The new Buc-ee's they are building down here. We will have 3 of them within 90 minutes of our house. Buc-ee's is better than Wawa. At least the Wawa that we saw, the Wawa that was around the corner from our condo in Kissimmee, it was kind of dirty. I mean, it was like I didn't know how it worked. I didn't realize it was like the checkout is in a weird spot. Like, and I was like trying to stand with my drinks at the sandwich counter. Thought that was the checkout. They're just staring at me, and they finally were like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to check out." They're like, "Oh, it's over there, dummy." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not very smart." Uh Had to be 2021, maybe. Right, it was right. It was built. It just wasn't open. There were still all the construction trucks and stuff there, but the building was there, and like all the billboards leading up to it were there. Yeah. Bucky's was still in the works when we moved here. Oh yeah. So I mean, it was. I didn't know you yet, though. I don't think so. You know what? I can't come visit someone if I don't know who they are. Hold on. Let me see something here real quick. My bank is calling me. Hold on. Just give me the code. I don't care. Come on. To repeat your code, press 1. Otherwise, press 2. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. All this to get these monies sent to my bank account. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I'm getting my mouse back over here. She says, I love your logo. Well, thank you. One of my high school friends designed this for me, not the one that's had the issues this week, or this year, really, but the other one. And he actually bought a mug from me, too. I am withdrawing money. Woo! 44.83. So they're keeping like $5 and something. That's not bad. That's not bad. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so very much. I truly, truly appreciate that. Like I said, I had no idea that was in there. Oh my goodness gracious. Where is my mouse? I can never find it. It's always hiding from me. Most of the Wawas around here are better than the one at Kissimmee. I hope so, because everyone's like talks so highly of them, and I'm like, we got like a bag of ice and some drinks. No thanks. He says, maybe I'm a little jaded because I grew up at the birthplace of Buc-ee's, but I think all they are a little overrated. I mean, just fancy gas stations. I get it. And I know that once they kind of become less of a destination, like right now, like the closest one to us right now, like Like the one at Cindy's is probably the closest to us that's open. Then there's the one that just opened recently in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And then after that, like the closest one was like in Atlanta, or like right before Atlanta. Because the first one we ever went to was in Alabama. So we didn't even know Bucky's was a thing until we saw the one in Alabama. And Shannon and I went in there, and I think it had just opened up like that month or whatever. And we walk in, we're like, whoa. And I think once they kind of become standard and they're in every state, and you're gonna pass one kind of whenever you're going anywhere an hour from your home, then yeah, I can see where you are, but and I'll probably agree with you. But yeah. Good morning to you both. Partners in ketosis, Chris and Ann in the house. I should log into my other accounts and follow you from there as well. I appreciate that very much. They have the best bathrooms, hands, like they have like somebody in there all the time. Like there's a guy in there cleaning the bathrooms all the time. That's crazy. And and there's plenty of like you can go in there and you can kind of rest a little bit and kind of just take a load off, if you know what I'm saying. And you're just kind of like, and you don't have to worry about someone like needing to go to the bathroom and there only being 3 stalls. So you're kind of taking up somebody's stall. There's like 20 stalls. So you know that there's a good rotation. And you're like, okay, I can kind of get in here. I can relax a little bit. I've been driving for hours and hours and hours. I can kind of just take, you know what I'm saying? That's nice. Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got the coffee. Yeah, they're going to Keto Orlando or Low Carb Orlando. I'd love to do that. Yeah, I mean, I was not impressed by Wawa. I was excited that there was one around the corner from where we were staying, but like it was just that was just a gas station. And I guess they make sandwiches and stuff or whatever, and I didn't know if their coffee was very good or not. But yeah. KPL. KPL. For gas station barbecue though, for barbecue like in the middle of like nowhere where they have clean bathrooms and a whole case of jerky. I mean, it's pretty good for it being a gas station. Excuse me. Mr. Guggenhan, you have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so very greatly. Bucky's is 5 minutes for me, and we rarely go except for gas. That would be the thing because I mean, I drive 15 minutes to get gas at Costco because it's like 25 cents cheaper most of the time. And we pay the membership fee. Well, I mean, we spend enough at Costco to get the free membership. I think we're like 60 cents away from a free membership and whatever you got to spend to get 60 cents at Costco, 2% of whatever you spend. And unfortunately, the gas doesn't go towards that amount, which would be nice, but it's crazy when you have a shopping cart. It's also crazy. We've got new liquor stores here where there's shopping carts for the liquor store. They're called like something like Total Wine or something like that. I went with a buddy of mine the other day for his um well, I went around the time for my birthday, and we had a birthday party for me at his house, and I went with him. I don't drink very much. I didn't get anything to drink. I just went there to look at it with him because he was buying some stuff. And yeah, I was like, shopping carts? Woo! It's like I found money in a pair of pants or coat. I'm rich. Yeah. I wish I could look at money like a kid looks at money. Like, I've got $1. Let's take over the world. Or you have $2 and you think you have all the money in the world. I just want barbecue drive by the pound. I don't know what that means. Make it happen, Cap'n. Get some photos, get some hugs. Ooh, that sounds good. That's a shoulder I want to cry on. Like, I don't know. Bucky's has a nice bathrooms, but there's a truck stop on my way to Kansas City that has bidets in the women's restroom. Oh my goodness. We drove by. I guess it's in we drove by, I guess it's the biggest truck stop in America in Iowa. We just drove by. We didn't stop at that one. We didn't have to stop at that one, but we drove by it. It was huge. We did stop at a um I don't know if Scott's in here or not, but we did stop at a Nebraska truck stop somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. Had like a church and a movie theater in it. It was weird. I remember we just went in to go to the bathroom and get some drinks and stuff there, but my ears were so jacked up on that trip because we had just left the mountains and like you kind of just kind of come way down real fast. It's like, woo. Yeah, Total Wine. It's crazy. I mean, there was a liquor store in Lexington, Kentucky years and years ago. I was there in like 2008 and they had shopping carts because I remember there was some beer that my friends wanted that they couldn't get here. It was a Texas beer, I think. Now you can get it everywhere. I don't even know if they still make it or not. I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but none of their food is really keto friendly, almost that has sugar or wonky ingredients. Yeah, but I mean, for me, I mean, for you guys, I can understand because they're not that far from you. But like typically for us, we're on vacation mode and it's a destination. So it's kind of like you're planning for it. So it doesn't impact me all that much as far as like, I don't necessarily look at the ingredients or whatever as much when I'm like, okay, I'm on vacation mode and I know I'm going to Bucky's and I'm gonna get some of that jerky, the turkey jerky. So good. Costco has some like if you drink a lot, Costco's a place to go because you get like half gallons of vodka for like 21 bucks. That's crazy. Whew. And it's like even like the Kirkland brand is like ghost made by like Grey Goose or something. I don't know. If you don't meet, I'm beating all you up. Take that for what it's worth. Nick's a nice guy. Yeah, for real. Let's see. Evelyn, good morning, dear. Been listening, making my silly remarks out loud, keeping myself entertained. Are you not entertained? Should be. Let's see. Texas beer. Oh yeah, Shinerbach. Yeah, Shinerbach. That's what it was. Shinerbach before we could get it here. I think you can get it here now, but I haven't drank in so long, and I especially beer. I haven't looked to see if you can still get it. I don't look anymore. I know the last time that I was looking for stuff for people, people were like, "Oh, if you happen to see this, get me some," or whatever. It was when like Gumball Head and Zombie Dust, and those were like super hard to find. But you can get Zombie Dust at Costco now. So yeah, Evelyn is the best. 100,000%. Oh, Evelyn, the granddaughter needs another pink bracelet. She lost her pink bracelet. She goes, "You think she'd make me another one?" And I'm like, "Yes." I was like, "I'll ask her." Oh yeah, that's on I-80 between Des Moines and Omaha. I live in Nebraska, but I don't know of that truck stop, but it might be western Nebraska where you get gas. If you had, yeah, it was Western. Yeah, because it was still daylight when we hit it. We didn't make it out of Nebraska till it was dark. So I mean, it was Western Nebraska. I remember we stopped at a Shopco to go to the potty too. And I knew what Shopco was, even though I'd never been to one or seen one, because I used to work at a music distribution warehouse. We sold CDs to companies like Shopco, Palmyra. We sold to Walmart, Kmart, and Best Buy. And obviously Shopco, not a very big chain, but I was like, what is Shopco? And I saw one and had to go potty in there. It was kind of more like, I was kind of surprised because it was kind of like a Tractor Supply type company instead of more. I thought it was gonna be more like a Walmart or a Target, but it was more like a Tractor Supply. Um, Not impressed with the brisket. Brisket on the board, or whatever they say. We have liquor stores here in Texas that give you a discount if you with cash versus a credit card. Oh yeah, I could see that. He says I've seen knockoff version of Shiner at Aldi. Yeah, Aldi has all the knockoffs, which is all right. It's okay. It's all right. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, I just want to say thank you guys again for the donations, the realization that people have been donating, that you guys have been donating to buy my coffee, and I had no idea. It's like a Christmas miracle. Christmas in July. Smash the thumbs up. Yeah, do it. Share it to all your friends. Make them watch. Mm. I need a chiropractor. I need someone who can pop my neck. Yes, I will get her another bracelet. Thanks everyone for just resting so I can be better before Saturday's meetup. Dustin, are you going Saturday? I don't think Lisa's in here. I don't think my name was on the list of going, and I don't think I could I mean, I don't say that I can't afford it, but it's like I don't know if I can I'll talk to Shander again today and see what she says. Yeah. But I appreciate, I mean, like I said, I don't know if I'm on the list. I know they had capped it at 25. So, look at that. Showing the love, expanding the community, pounding like buttons. Do it. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Lisa says we'll have to ask James. Yeah, let me talk to Shander tonight and see what she has to say about it. It is next Saturday. Let me make sure I don't have anything going on next Saturday. No, it's not next. Wait, is it next Saturday? No, it is this coming Saturday. Okay. I love how our son puts stuff and it shows up on our calendar. I'm like, what? It says fit testing on my calendar. I'm like, what is that? Not for me. It's got to be for him. Cindy says I should go. I will talk to Shander and see what her thing is about me going. So I might be working with Jackie at her job. But that won't be weekends. Ron is here. Hello, Ron. Ron's Keto Cafe. Yes. I just found money so I can go. Unfortunately, it's not just the money, but she gets And she gets rightfully so. She gets upset. She's like, I work all the time, and you go and do stuff and see your friends and all this stuff. I'm like, it's like I go to concerts and stuff. I mean, I go out and I go to I'm the only one who really goes to the grocery store, and she doesn't do anything. I mean, I'll drop her off at Goodwill sometimes, but yeah. So I'll talk to her about it, and then she just gets kind of upset that she doesn't get to do anything. And I know like her job is weekends, but that does kind of get under her skin a little bit. So like, you know. And Danny says he has to back out. Well, that's sad. I was hoping to see you if I got a chance to go. Get ready for a walk. All right. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Wait, what am I looking at here? Look up ring dinner videos for my back. What are you talking about? Ring dinger. I see some of these videos where I'm like, they're popping their backs by laying on the floor and doing these weird. I'm like, my body doesn't work like that. Like, I get on the floor and I'm down there for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like moving on. Oh, I would love. Oh, yeah. Having issues. You're gonna take a nap, Cindy? Naps are great. I like naps. Like I washed the sheets yesterday and washed the pillowcases, and it's always nice to like climb into a clean bed and just yes. No nap. What is wrong with you? It's a Sunday. What do you got going on today? You ain't gonna take a nap. Well, laundry, you put something in the dryer, it's in there for like an hour. Take like an hour nap. Wake up to the buzzer of the dryer. Sunday today with highs in the mid 90s with lots of humidity. You do live in mid Florida. Central Florida is going to be kind of humid. Anyway, I was saying that I brought up Adam the Woo. I was watching his video. He was at the airport, Orlando airport on Friday when everybody's systems were down. Like I had people on my Facebook, they're all working office jobs and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't log into Microsoft. Like Microsoft was down worldwide. It shut down world air travel. It was bad. And he was like stuck at the airport and all that stuff. And I was like, I saw, it's one of those things where you see your friends talking about something and they're kind of stuck at work or whatever. And you're like, well, you work from home. It's not that big of a deal. But then you see like the far reaching fingers of all that, like crazy. Cindy says, I made pizza yesterday. You sued your egg white bread for the crust. Alfredo sauce topped with canned chicken, mushrooms, chicken breast sausage, ground pork, bacon, and 2 cheeses. Delicious. Crazy. I want to try to make a chicken crust pizza. I want to try to make these so if you guys familiar with the keto snacks guy, says weird stuff and he pronounces things all weird. And he kind of looks like a serial killer. Corey B made a video. He was like, looks like a serial killer. But anyway, he has a thing where he's like, if you take ground chicken and stuff it with cheese and pepperoni and cover it with Parmesan cheese and air fry it, it's like a calzone. And I'm like, that looks really good. So I was at the store the other day. I got a 3-pound thing of chicken ground chicken. I'm gonna use a pound for that. I'm gonna try making like ground chicken chaffles and something else with the chicken too. We'll see what I make. Maybe make some chicken nuggets or something like that, and see how those turn out. We'll see. Yeah, let's see. Texting at stoplights, but she's at church now. No naps here. Music is really loud. Ugh. So I'm gonna turn it down. The Woo tends to be less than cordial to cast members. He is not well liked in the parks. That's crazy though, because you would think like I don't know. You'd think he'd be. I mean, I guess he kind of has like that air about him that he probably might be kind of a jerk, or he thinks he might be more special than he is, or whatever. But he has a friend that he does stuff with. He's got like sideburns, and he's kind of more like looks like I'm like a rockabilly type of guy. Um, and he's in the parks with him sometimes. He seems like a really nice guy. And then there's like Promise Hope. I watch her. And then there's like the DFB guide. I guess they're in all the parks like every day. They're always in the parks, but I don't think anybody knows who they are. Like, they just do the filming, and then the lady that does the recording lives in another state and just does the voiceover work. Um, and then there's a couple other prominent YouTubers that are in the parks quite a bit, but I don't think you'll be seeing Adam the Woo in the parks for a while. He's kind of taking a back seat for park stuff. He's like he's not going to be in Orlando for a month. He's just off to traveling right now. So I don't know. I kind of get into a rhythm where I watch him and it's kind of entertaining, and sometimes it just annoys me. But I mean, it does bug me that the cast members say he's not that great to cast members. I would be like trying to be friends with all the cast members. I'd be like, I'd want to be like, be like high fiving cast members and stuff. Like there's a cast member, and I think she's kind of higher up, and she doesn't tell us her name. But like she goes by Lee, and she's working on opening a haunted mansion themed like Airbnb, like bed and breakfast type thing. Not an Airbnb, but a bed and breakfast type thing. And she has like a Facebook group where she posts like backstage photos and stuff of like of the haunted mansion and stuff, like when they're working on stuff, or like like kind of showing like the Peppers ghost stuff from the other side. And I think she's not telling who she is because she can get in trouble for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think she's pretty cool. I She hasn't been active in a while, so I don't know like if she's in the parks anymore or whatever. But just the idea of having friends in the parks would be so cool. Like, and you guys work there, and having somebody that I know going into the parks, it makes the parks even more special for me because they're already super special. But like knowing you're going to see somebody that knows you and you know them, and it's like you get hugs in the park from people. I love it. Like just that added magic is so amazing to me. She sent you a picture. I bet it was amazing. He says it's supposed to rain all week. I need to replace the fence pickets. When it rains, my backyard turns into a swamp. So, but I mean, if it's a swamp, then it's easy to replace the pickets. Am I right? Well, maybe not. I think the posts. The posts would be easier in the mud. Sherry is here. She says, "Good morning. I got to sleep in today for a change. I could get used to it, but I would have to win the lottery first. I wouldn't want to tell you exactly how much we sleep during the week, quite a bit. The keto snacks guy is great. He's just weird. And he's not really like part of any kind of community. Like I've gone into his stuff and tried to talk with him and chat with him, and he won't really respond. So he's really choosy on who he talks to and stuff. So I don't know. That kind of bugs me sometimes. Like, like, hey, there's a big community out here, you know. But I guess he doesn't need us. So I've been watching the keto snack guy a lot lately. Yeah, sometimes he just shows up my feed a lot. I like Corey B. He'll do some keto recipes from time to time. The Vulgar Chef, Kyle, he's pretty cool. Like he'll do inadvertent keto recipes. But yeah. Becky is here. Good morning, Becky. She's saying hi to Cindy. Yeah, Lisa says Friday, the Fiasco Friday made our systems in a wreck, so tomorrow's going to be hell on wheels to pay. Yeah, yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be really hurting tomorrow. Like I'm trying to figure out how the airlines can if it shuttered air traffic for like 12 hours. That's millions of flights that have to be moved around, and all the airports. Like he showed video footage of Orlando Airport. It was like so many people, like hour plus long lines to get to Starbucks, and then he showed off because he had a connecting flight. He finally got on a plane and he got a connecting flight to Atlanta. In Atlanta, you could barely move through the airport. Like you could, it was like shoulder to shoulder. He was like trying to make this flight. It was crazy. Pizza puffs are delicious. Yeah, I've got some more testing to do on some of the recipes, and I will try because I just don't like just the idea of just the chicken when nothing else seems like it wouldn't crisp up the way that I want it to. So I'm probably, especially for the bottom, I'm probably going to do something to try to crisp it up some. But yeah, hopefully it comes out right. I'm gonna try to be able to get the chicken thin enough to where it gets a little crispy and more bread-like and not so heavy and dense where it like falls apart. So I gotta probably try to make a few different recipes or whatever. Paging Mr. Morrow. I'm trying to remember who I like the best at the parks. Let me see here. World of Micah. Micah. I love him. I like Micah a lot. He's not as big. He doesn't have the subscriber count that Adam the Woo does, but Adam also does daily vlogs and has for years. He got kicked out because I think um, at one point Adam got trespassed from Disney and he got a lawyer to get it fixed. So maybe that's why he's a jerk. I don't know. I have a lot of plans to do these. I have a bunch of different chaffle recipes that I want to go over and do. I just got to make them, film them, kind of perfect them a little bit because I used to just do them all on the fly. And I want to kind of make sure that these are good, solid recipes. So, yeah. Yeah, that was cool talking with you guys. Like I said, anytime, Sherry, you want to come on a Saturday morning, let me know. You too, Andy. Keto Snacks guy was at KetoCon in 2023, right behind my sister and I. And you are so right about him not being so friendly. Yeah, that's just weird. Like, I guess it's not everybody's friendly, but why like be in a space and go to a convention and be there and not be friendly? Maybe it's his personality or whatever, but like you're not that awesome. Like to me, what makes a creator awesome is not the videos they make. Well, I mean that makes them a creator, but what makes them great is the interaction they have with the people and what they share about themselves and such. Like, I mean, I know he has cookbooks and that's cool, but like be nice too. That always bums me out if someone's a jerk. With the swamp, I end up dragging mud in the house, which is no bueno. Well, just rinse your feet off, leave your shoes in the leave your shoes outside, all that fun stuff. My son got called to log in at 4 a.m. on Friday. He works IT for his company. He wasn't probably able to do anything. He couldn't do anything about it. It was a mass, like Microsoft, like for lack of a better term, shit the bed. Like it got like hacked or something and it just shut everything down. Every company was screwed. Nobody could do anything. So he was probably just sitting there spinning his wheels, hopefully getting paid. Maybe. Maybe. I want to probably gonna dry it out with adding some like Parmesan cheese. Maybe I don't know if egg or whatever, but maybe just Parmesan cheese to dry it out some. Sherry says, "Good morning, low carb spin." All right, meat live in the house. Okay, I am now subbed on this account. Oh, okay. Oh, that's Chris. Okay, that makes sense now. I was like, new subscriber down on the farm. Um, let's see. Let us see. Sean says I was off on Friday waiting to see what fresh hell awaits me when I get to work tomorrow from the Microsoft incident. Yeah, that's gonna have ripples for like probably a few months. All right. Okay. All right. I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah, reach out to me, send me an email, KetoSimple@hotmail.com. Or because I don't know who's on what. I mean, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. Message me on Instagram is easier. You can message me on Twitter, I think. Um, Instagram works good too. I'm Keto Simple at Instagram if you have that. Instagram is one of the better ways to reach out to me because it shows up faster. Matt says, depending on the time on a Saturday, you can have Sarah and me on. Yeah, I will make accommodations to the best of my ability to get you guys on. Yeah, exactly. Being on social media, you are putting yourself out there, being nice is just right. I mean, there's no reason to be a jerk. People, obviously, if they know who you are, want to talk to you. You have basically signed a social contract by putting out. Now, that doesn't mean they have every right to you, but if they run into you in public and it's like a setting like KetoCon, that's what it's for. If you're at the grocery store with your kids, I can see maybe like cool videos, bro, and then you keep moving. You know what I mean? But like at a KetoCon, that's what you're there for. At least I would think. Yes. I love it. We are on the list to go, but now depends on our health issues. Yuck. Oh, boo. Not all Microsoft systems were down. Teams and Outlook worked great, which meant I still had to deal with chats and emails. Yeah, but if you can't do your work, I guess if your work really consists of just emails and chats, then but then your people that are maybe under you or whatever couldn't do their work. Yeah, crazy. I think people couldn't even get to their computers. That was the problem. A lot of people couldn't even get their systems up and running at all. It was just a blue screen of death. Yeah, that's Chris from Partners in Ketosis. He's kind of created another channel. We all need to make alternative YouTube's accounts to bump everyone's subscribers. They do kind of pay attention to that. That's kind of what happens when you subscribe to a channel and then you can become unsubscribed because sometimes you don't watch. Like if you subscribe to a channel and don't watch or interact with that channel kind of like within a first couple of days, it's or within a certain amount of time, it will kind of unsubscribe. That's kind of what happens. It wasn't Microsoft. It was a CloudStrike update that fried everything. Okay. I don't even know what CloudStrike is. I know that people were upset with Elon because he said he doesn't use CloudStrike as a part of Tesla or X or Twitter or whatever. But yeah. Let's see. For all these tech people here, why am I getting all these dang Outlook pop-ups all of a sudden? This morning I had 10 pop-ups for email. Ugh. I need to go in and do one of those things and pay for a service to remove my information, my personal information off of like phone numbers and stuff. I get like 10 to 15, sometimes more spam calls every single day. It's ridiculous. Now you can't even answer them because they don't say anything. It's just ringing for no reason. Or like, I do answer it, like, we want to talk to you about your Medicare benefits. Bitch, I'm 45. Okay. I'm not on Medicare yet. Medicaid, Medicare, none of that. I'm 45, not 65. Okay. I got 20 years. Hold your horses, slow down, pump the brakes there, buddy. Okay. All right. Working on car decals right now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't ever want to be like that. Like, okay, so this is something like, so what's Ron saying is like, I know YouTubers won't even acknowledge unless you have donated a super chat. So I understand this. Um, if you are like someone like Dr. Barry, where you've got 5,000 plus people in your chat and they're just going like crazy, you can't even read the chat. You can't even interact with anybody in the chat because they're probably not even going to see it, let alone him have the time in an hour to get to everybody. So that's where he doesn't even get to all the super chats. Like he can't even keep up with super chats. I mean, I don't even watch his lives anymore just because like there's no interaction with like here. And I know that he's got a whole other thing going on and he's trying to do his best. And it's no slight against him. It's just, it's not as community driven. I know there's a lot of people who are there desperate for help. And that's what he's there for. He's there to help the most desperate people. So me going into his chat and trying to talk to somebody doesn't do him any justice, doesn't do him any good. So I understand him, but there's like, like the thing, like I will talk with or without super chats. Super chats are great. They really mean something to me. And I understand that, I don't get a lot of super chats, and that's fine. I don't beg for them or whatever. I don't know, whatever. But like, I'm not going to not talk to people. I'll try to talk to everybody. I don't bring up every single comment in the chat because a lot of times they're just talking amongst themselves. And that's not really conducive to what's going on with me. And I would rather focus on, someone talking to me or asking questions and things like that. But, I totally understand it. That does irritate me. But I also deal with people on a different niche where it is more common for people only to react to super chats because it's very information dense, where people are talking about franchises and they have directors on and people who make movies and the behind the scenes things of movies and this, that, and the other, where the chat, unless you super chat something, they're not really paying attention to the chat too much. To where, I mean, it's more they're having a panel and a discussion about something, and the people in the chat are talking, people are watching, but it's not so much like this where come here to sit down and share information, but I'm also here to talk with you and hang out. I mean, that's where like if I have a guest on a Saturday, I don't necessarily focus very much time on the chat. So somewhere like having a guest on and I want them to share their story and I want to give them as much time as I can. That's where something like super chats come in with questions and such. I mean, I try to find questions but they have, pertinent questions for the guest and such like that. And sometimes it's kind of a talky kind of back and forth if it's depending on the guest. But I understand it, but it does drive me nuts. Like, I wish we didn't need super chats and stuff. I wish that YouTube would pay a lot better, but it just doesn't. Like YouTube AdSense, unless you're Mr. Beast, even Mr. Beast doesn't make enough of AdSense to keep Mr. Beast running. But that's where sponsors come in and all his other companies like Feastables and all that stuff. So like YouTube doesn't really pay. I know it sounds counterintuitive because people are making millions a year on content here, but that's the 0.001%. Even me, I think it's like I shared something. I shared a meme the other day or shared something. I put it on my, I'm going to pull it up. We've got to go here soon because I don't want to overlap too much with Autumn and Richard. But I want to look at something. I shared something on my Keto Indianapolis page the other day, and I want to look back at that just to kind of get people to understand like what's going on. So let's see. So this is Roberto Blake is somebody on Twitter that I follow, and he's also a YouTuber that helps other YouTubers do what they do. And basically, it's like there are several levels of success to YouTube. 97% of channels are not in the partner program. 3% of all YouTube channels are monetized, fully monetized in the partner program, where they make money from ads being played on their videos. So with just that, me being over 1,000 subscribers and having over 4,000 watch hours, I'm in the top 3% of YouTube, and I'm making $50 a month from YouTube itself. That includes AdSense, that includes um, typically super chats, includes memberships. I'm making about 40, $50 a month, which means I get paid from YouTube every other month because they don't pay you out until you hit $100. So that's just that's why, something like affiliate links and, anytime you want to purchase something from Amazon, if you use my link, KetoSimple.Shop, you know what I mean? Things like that. But I'm never going to make enough money on this to be a dick about it. Hopefully. And if I am, I hope all of you will call me out. Heath, Cindy, Brian, Chris, all of you, Evelyn, be like, Dustin, you're being a dick. You've gotten too big for your britches. I don't think that's my personality. I don't think that's something that I would do, but I want you to call me out if it does happen. I don't want to be the person who doesn't acknowledge what's going on. I'm going to skim through here real quick and see. Another thing, 97% of channels are not in partner program. 90% of channels never get to 10,000 subscribers. 88% of videos never get 1,000 views. So if you were somebody making videos and you're like, I can't never get 1,000 views, 88, it's like 12% of channels get video, 12% of videos get 1,000 views. I struggle to hit 1,000 views. When I hit 1,000 views on a video, I get super excited because I understand how difficult that is. Think about having something and having 1,000 people show up and see what you just did. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get those people in the door, provide them with all this stuff. So if you're going to do super chats, you basically, if you're not going to super chat within the first like 2 minutes of his live, he's probably not going to get to you because so many people hit him with super chats. He just doesn't have time. And he actually tries to take the time with each one to give him. I feel bad for him, kind of like he could be live all day and probably still never catch up. But he's also making thousands of dollars every time he goes live too. So I don't really feel bad for him on the monetary side of things. But Oh, speaking about your Saturday guest, Caitlin's story really got me. It got me too. Like that was one of those things. Like it truly, truly. I mean, that hit me hard. I was talking with Shander, texting her all day about it. Like the stuff she was saying was killer. So if you haven't had a chance, please go back and listen. Go back and listen to last Saturday's guest, Caitlin. She got to over 600, almost 600 pounds, and she's clawing and fighting her way back, trying to get down to a normal human size. And I've been trying to encourage her for months, even before she had her surgery. I don't know. Sometimes I try to find people where I can like reach out and at least give them some kind of encouragement and some kind of understanding. Because I think you get so lost in the current. She's not keto really, but she is because of the diet that she's on because of the surgery. But yeah. Uh, yeah, follow Roberto Blake, and I also posted on my Keto Indianapolis YouTube or Facebook to scroll down, and there's some stats there. There's all kinds of weird stats. Like if you make $50 a month on YouTube, you're like in the top point zero something percent. You're like you're in the upper echelons of YouTube. It's crazy. But anyway, thank you so very much. I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you all so much for the super chats, the buy me a coffee. I didn't even know it was I knew I had it, but I never got any notifications. But thank you from the bottom of my heart so very much. Go over, watch Autumn and Richard. Tell them that I sent you. Tell them that you're there to watch. And I'm going to put this up here so people can see it as we go. Thank you again for all of those who are members of my channel. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Let's go see Autumn and Richard. Bye, everybody.